I will never sell my bitcoins. Do you want to know why? I have at least 5 reasons not to sell it, and in a couple of seconds you will know all of them, and also you will know why exactly do I value Bitcoin so much. Hi guys, my name is Maria Anderson and this channel is my online diary about investing and finances, where I share with you my personal goals, tips, strategies, experience and knowledge about investing and passive income. So why I don't want to sell any of my bitcoins? And the first reason is I see people who are inspiring me, still very bullish on Bitcoin, and the huge Bitcoin believers. Such people as Michael Saylor, who is the CEO of business analytics software firm MicroStrategy, whose personal net worth is about $1.9 billion, and MicroStrategy owns nearly 91,579 bitcoins. Michael Saylor posts a lot of tweets about Bitcoin all the time, and here is one of them. My latest thoughts on why Bitcoin is the most powerful and disruptive technology of our lifetime. Why it is irrational and tragic to dismiss it as speculative fervor. How it is good for the health and prosperity of both the United States and the rest of the world. So guys, you can check out his Twitter account and all the information there. Also, one of my financial idols, Cassie Wood, Forbes called her a star stock picker. She is the founder and CEO of ARK Invest, an investment management firm which invests in innovations like self-driving cars, genomics, next-generation internet, and so on. Cassie is super bullish on Bitcoin and other crypto. Also, investors can get indirect exposure to Bitcoin through the ARK Next Generation Internet ETF, ARKW, which holds the Bitcoin Trust in its portfolio. Also, Cassie Wood said in a Bloomberg TV interview that one day Bitcoin will go to $500,000. And of course, one of my favorite heroes, Elon Musk, who is still bullish on Bitcoin, and despite the rumors, Tesla has not sold any Bitcoin. Well, my reason number 2 why I don't sell any of my Bitcoins. There are some rumors that Bitcoin mining impacts the environment badly, but computer systems do require electricity and mass production is often harmful to the environment. This includes tools like Facebook, iPhones, and Bitcoin. When it comes to energy consumption, ARK Investment Management estimates that Bitcoin consumes less than 10% and 40% of traditional banking and gold mining, respectively. So I guess you have to know this. One more fact I love about Bitcoin, it is not a currency. And personally, I'm okay with that. And if you didn't know, it's a store of value. In simple words, a store of value is an asset that can retain its value over time. Let's say that you buy an asset today. That asset will be a good store of value if you're sure that its worth won't go down over time. In other words, it would still be as valuable in the future as it is today. Just like a gold, Bitcoin is scarce. Because it's hard-coded into the protocol, Bitcoin's supply will never be more than 21 million coins. And that's what I like about it, it's portable. A small form factor is always essential. Bitcoin is easy to carry around because it doesn't even have a physical footprint. It's easily divisible. Despite Bitcoin having a supply cap of 21 million, one single Bitcoin can be divided into 100 million units called Satoshis. And as a result, holders have ultimate control over their transactions and investors can buy fractions of Bitcoin. As you can see, Bitcoin has a lot of qualities that make it a good store of value, like a finite supply, decentralized nature, capacity to transfer and hold value, etc. But if that's the case, why are people still debating about hailing Bitcoin as a store of value? At this point, I have to remind you that gold has been here over civilizations now, and Bitcoin is a little over 12 years old. And there are stages that Bitcoin has to go through before we can call it a reliable store of value. Let's, for example, look at the Bitcoin chart from 2013 till now. Even if I bought Bitcoin at the peak in 2017, when it was about $20,000 per coin, I would still save and multiply my investments. I could sell it at the peak when it reached more than 60,000 and buy back then, or I could just hold, and even now, when we have some dumps, I would still be in profit. But in case if I didn't sell, of course, because remember, you only lose money when you sell. The one more reason I will never sell my Bitcoins, the money that I invested in it wasn't the last money that I had. And of course, I didn't go all in it, I didn't invest all the money in Bitcoin, and I really don't recommend you do this. You can ask why? Well, because I, for example, really love diversification. I'm also investing in real estate and I'm buying a lot of stocks too. I also like dividend stocks, and you can check out my playlist called Investing in Stocks. I'm sure you will like those videos. And the final reason, number 5, I believe that crypto is the future and Bitcoin is the future. And you cannot deny that. As Mahatma Gandhi said, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. I believe that now crypto is in the fight you stage, but in the same time, institutional investors, technology-focused corporations, and even national central banks all over the world have started to incorporate cryptocurrency in their operations. So what do you think, guys, about crypto, about Bitcoin? Please let me know down below in the comments. I'm reading all of them. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe and join me in my $1 million journey. Take care, stay safe, bye!